How you guys doing? I'm gonna be your tufting instructor today, virtually. My name is Jose, and I'm gonna show you guys how to use the gun. There's gonna be a needle right there. Do you guys see where that is? Because you're gonna need your threader. So you're gonna wanna get your threader, put it straight through that hole right there. Then right here, there's gonna be another hole, and we're gonna put that threader straight through it as well. Once we have that set up, you're gonna wanna put your fingers in there, get your yarn. You're gonna want 2 pieces of the same color. We're using 2 different colors just for the example today. I'm just gonna bring it through like that. Bring the threader straight through like that. Once your 2 pieces come out, that's when you're ready to start tufting, okay? I'm gonna bring this up to this place right here, a little bit lower right there, so that we don't use any yarn that we're not supposed to. Once you start tufting, you're gonna wanna know how much pressure you're gonna put into the gun or into the canvas. So I'm gonna put my gun in, right? This is pressure, right? So you're gonna want that really nice concave shape right here. It's gonna look almost like a little pool. You should be able to hold water in there, right? So I'm gonna push this in, and once I press the trigger, you're gonna feel the gun go up. You're gonna wanna guide the gun. Just like that. This line right here, do you see how this line? This is a perfect line. That's the line that you want on your rug. This is line spacing, right? You're gonna want different amounts of spacing between your lines, but you always want it to be consistent. Something like this is too wide. This is too wide. This is perfect. This is also me going too fast. So if I'm putting the gun in and I'm guiding the gun up too fast, my lines are gonna look like this. So let me give you an example real quick. You see how loose that is? That means that I was guiding the gun up too fast. Let me give you another example. If I can take the yarn out just with a pinch like this, that means you did not do a good job. You're gonna have to go back in and redo it. If we're gonna go back in and redo it, just make sure to go in and do it slowly. Not too slow, because then the gun is gonna be putting too much yarn into one area. So this is too much yarn in one area, and these 2 are perfect. So for your line spacing, do you see this edge right here? This one right here? Just the edge of the needle. You're gonna wanna put that in, and you're gonna wanna have a little space in between. You see that little amount of space that I have right there? You're gonna wanna push that in, and then that's gonna be the perfect line spacing that you need for your rug. If I'm trying to fill something in on my rug, whether it be a circle, square, or even a character, I don't want it to look like this, I want it to look like this. So this would be perfect line spacing right here, and that's what you would want. So let me show you how to do the S's. The more pixels you have on a screen, the better it's gonna look. The more lines that I have on an S, the more curvy it's gonna look. I'm not gonna be able to go down or to the side like this. If I try to do that, I'm gonna end up getting a hole, and there's only so much that we can do with this. This hole is gonna be kind of detrimental. So just be careful of that. Let me show you. When I'm doing my S's, I wanna make sure that the point of my needle right here is gonna be right in the middle of that line, right? And I'm also gonna tap. So when I'm doing this S, I wanna go as smooth as possible with that S, and I wanna follow this line, right? Go slow. Ready? So 1, 2, 3. You see how I tap? And every time I tap, I'm moving the gun very slowly. This is what I like to call micro adjustments. So more lines that you have in an S, what do? They get you better curves. Boom, just like that. This one, I'm gonna show you what an exaggerated line is. So boom, right? You see how I'm moving the gun very exaggerative? Boom, just like that. If you move your gun with too many jagged edges, right, you're gonna end up getting something that looks blocky. We want something that looks smooth and consistent. I'm gonna do another S for you just so that you're able to understand how we're gonna do the S. So just remember that tapping, right? That tapping is gonna be your best friend when you're doing your S's. You might be wondering, why do I have S's? Why am I doing S's when my project doesn't have any S's, right? What the S's is gonna do is gonna give you a lot more control with your gun, and you're gonna be able to basically make all the curves for your details, right? So this is how you're gonna do the S's. After that, we're gonna start to move on to our eggs. I'm gonna show you guys how to do this shape right here. So when you're starting your project off, you're gonna wanna know exactly where you're gonna start, right? The best advice that I can give to somebody is to start at your lowest point and end at your highest. Just because it's better to split these into two, right? Because your gun can't go down. If you wanted to go down, you would have to move your gun like this and it would be a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm gonna put this in right in the middle and I'm gonna tap my gun. And I'm gonna make sure that I follow that line. You're gonna start to notice like, how am I able to like follow the line? What I'm looking at is right here in the middle. So my canvas should be touching this yarn right here, and I should be looking at the line that's in front of it. And whenever I'm looking at it, right, I should tap. Every time I tap, the gun is jumping. So it's jumping the next stitch of the canvas. So every time you feel it move just a little bit, because the gun is gonna move a little bit, right? Right now, I'm not guiding the gun, but you're gonna notice that it is moving. It's moving in the direction that I want it to because it's moving up. So every time that I tap that trigger, it's gonna be jumping just a little bit. Watch. You see how it jumps? So every tap is a jump. So if I'm at this point and I wanna make sure that I'm gonna get to this point, I just tap, and every tap is a jump. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm going in that direction. Just remember, you're gonna be seeing this rug every single day, so make sure it's nice.